So a bunt, base hit to center field, double steal, runners at second and third, nobody out now for Tyler. And a good chance for the Eagles to jump out with a record of 15-11, coming in with a batting average solid 327.
You know, that 15-11 record with the schedule they play, very tight.
Here comes a runner trying to score, and he will. Might go as a passed ball here either way. 1-0 Heritage as Ryan Williams streaks across the plate.
With the new backstop, that ball came back to the catcher pretty quick, though, Jim.
Oh, you saw the games last week in Kokomo with the backstop there.
That brick backstop was
in the Heartland Collegiate Conference. 3-1 pitch, and Tyler Allemeyer is aboard. So the first three batters that's reached base for Heritage here in the first inning.
Not really falling through. You got to bend your back. It's like picking up a pin. You got to pick up the pin and
it's a good analogy.
All the way.
So 9 pitches already delivered by Preston Van Til. And already back-to-back hits. Passed ball, a walk, 2 stolen bases, and Heritage is in business. J.P. Olson batting in the cleanup spot, hitting .261, 18 hits, 69 at-bats. Runner goes. And off the wild pitch, Alex Jackson comes home, 2-0 in favor of Heritage.
At that point, when the catcher loses the ball like that, you as infielders or a pitcher, you need to let him know where that ball so he can locate that ball. Hard play right there. Easy, quick steal, though, right?
Yeah. So Dan Ambrose, who coaches at third, the head coach of Heritage Christian, got him off and running, and now JP in a scoring situation.
Fastball.
Waves of the fastball, ball and a strike. Control for Preston Van Til has been exceptional this year. Just 12 walks with a walk today and 40 strikeouts. It's a strong number, Keith. And yet for the slim right-hander, a tough start here in the first.
It might be 10 o'clock in the morning. You usually play at 5:30 in the afternoon.
Runner at second, nobody out, and just kind of a toss throw over to shortstop Caden Camden. Not very serious.
Nah, it's like, I'm here.
Yeah, one of those we are aware. 2-0 in favor of the Eagles, who have jumped on the Cougars early. Snap throw.
Back.
And that's going to be a stolen base.
I'll tell you what, that is baseball 101, isn't it?
Yes.
Man.
Third stolen base of the inning. Runner at third now with nobody out. Count 3-1 on the cleanup hitter J.P. Olson. Blake McDonald to follow. J.P. was committed to Otterbein in Westerville, Ohio. Played college baseball. They had a solid year this year, 26-15.
D3 school, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Just missed out on the NCAA tournament. Full count pitch. And we'll do it again. Off the batter, foul ball. Ran into somebody at the Pacer game last night who actually played for the IU Southeast team.
Really?
That scored 12 runs after 2 outs in the ninth to win their tournament game.
Wow. 12 runs in the ninth?
And all the checking they've done so far, nobody has been able to find anything that matches that. Major League, college. It trailed 9-2, tied the game, 11-2, tied the game at 11, got a 3-run walk-off homer.
My goodness.
All after 2 outs. Again, the 3-2 to J.P. Olson. Off the change, we'll do it again. So he's good at bat. This is pitch number 9 coming up from Preston Van Til. Two hits so far in the inning. 3 stolen bases, wild pitch, passed ball. 2 runs in.
Deep.
To left field. Runner heading home. It is 3-0 in favor of Heritage off the sacrifice fly from J.P. Olson.
He got almost all of that. But nice little good cover, but he got the RBI. That's important.
Yes. Pretty good at bat, too, when you stretch it out to 9 pitches. Here's Blake McDonald to score 3-0, and Blake batting .306 on the year.
How about these walk-up songs? These kids?
I always wonder if they choose them themselves, huh? Blake against Brebeuf in an earlier game, 1 for 2, and last year in the doubleheader with the Cougars. 3 runs batted in. Scored a couple of runs. 6 feet, 170. Headed towards short.
Nice play.
Nice play by Caden Camden. There are 2 outs in the Heritage first.
Cameron did a nice job following that ball all the way through his glove. And if you are home and you're a little leaguer, took the little hesitation step. Here's the hesitation step to make that throw. That's excellent.
That is Caden's 38th assist of the year. 2 outs in the Heritage first. The 6th man to come to the plate is Carson Wilhite, the right fielder. Carson, the number 4 hitter on average at .391. Got a lot of good sticks in this lineup, and he has on the year batted in 11 on 18 hits and 46 at bats. Off the change towards second base. White Schlager over the first, inning over. Heritage Christian 3, Greenwood Christian nothing. On to the second when we get back to business.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Our mission is to restore respect to umpires and officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Sportsmanship is everybody's job.
Even ours.
You've umpired before, right?
I umpired for 17 years, sir.
What was that like?
I got I got to do the Babe Ruth State Championship game 4 years in a row behind home plate. It was a thrill of my life.
Really?
Yeah, I was a young lad then, Jim.
Good
I don't
for
think
you,
I
though.
could umpire at all now. I can umpire really here. I don't miss a call here.
Leave that to Dave Raby today, huh?
I think Troy and I talked about it yesterday. He goes, we've never lost a game here and we never missed a call up here.
Will Simons will start the Greenwood Christian second inning, trailing 3-0. Then it's Simons, Cole Mulhauser, and Charlie Overton.
Thank you, Chuck.
J.P. Olson in the first inning threw 16 pitches, recorded a walk and a strikeout. Tough play for Olson. Can he throw him out?
Oh.
Safe.
Nice hustle down the line.
Give Will Simons a base hit there first of the game. Well, that's how Heritage Christian's inning began with a bunt single. This wasn't a bunt, but you forced the left-hander to come off the mound. And so now Will Simons is aboard. Here's Cole Mulhauser. Cole hitting .351 through 18 games, 14 runs batted in, 5 doubles and a triple. Charlie Overton in the 7th position, bats after him. Infield today of Colin short, Alex Jackson at second, Will Ambrose at first, battery of J.P. Olson and Trip Vaughn. And the outfield is Ryan Williams, Blake McDonald, and Carson Wilhite. Olson will look at first to the pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As his second strikeout of the game, inside fastball.
I tell you
Strike
what,
3, and Cola's out on strikes. 1 out.
pretty
And
impressive right
Greenwood
there.
second. It's a good pitch.
Yes, sir.
Now Charlie Overton. Team's top hitter at .378. First year on the varsity. Headed to Franklin College. Bounced toward third. The only play is first base. And well done by Colin Kopka. In the meantime, Will Simons on a second.
Yeah, man's going to Franklin. We will get to see him a couple of times next
Yeah,
year.
absolutely.
On the HCAC TV network.
So Ryder Knox with a scoring opportunity for Greenwood Christian with 2 outs in their second.
Those coaches watch IndianaSRN religiously.
Headed to right field.
Oh,
And caught. Little snow cone for Carson Wilhite. So Greenwood leaves a runner at second after an inning and a half. 3-0 in favor of the Eagles.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe offers traditional food like Grandma used to make. Great staff, even better food. Check us out Wednesday through Sunday at 317-760-1640.
I couldn't go today.
You know, I was invited earlier for the Sloppy
Earl?
Joes, and I had to pass on it.
And you haven't had it since, have
I
you?
wonder if I'll get a second opportunity. Never
Well,
get a
we do-
second
we-
chance to make a first impression, right?
Gotta have the sales meeting somewhere, so that might be where we gotta go.
Yeah, why not? The coach, Keith Myers, Jim Barber, a pleasure to bring you high school baseball today, just on the cusp of the Indiana State Tournament, which begins early next week. Will Ambrose, Trip Vaughn, Colin Kopka, 7, 8, and 9 for Heritage Christian in the bottom of the second.
I wonder what breakfast is like with your dad as your head coach, and I wonder how that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
My
That is a
daughters will-
challenge, isn't it?
My daughters will tell you it was a challenge.
Will's batting .288, 17 hits, 59 at bats, with 20 runs scored and 18 batted in. In the first inning, Heritage Christian off and running with a couple of stolen bases and 3 runs scored.
Still throwing a little high. Need to bring it down just a tad.
Preston Van Til in the first, walked 1. Also delivered a wild pitch. Good day for baseball. Overcast right now. There'll be plenty of sun later in the day and temperatures ready to hit the mid-80s as we get to the state tournament.
Everywhere wears long pants but me today. I don't understand.
You must be management. You can wear what you want.
Oh, I mean,
Good pitch there.
I am wearing my Fishes shirt.
2 balls, 2
Did you
strikes.
notice that? It's nice and cool. Yeah, there's 3 of you. Even Troy's wearing his SRN shirt today.
2-2 pitch in the bottom of the second. Off the change, outside the zone, full count.
If SRN shirts were made out of this cloth, I would wear them all day.
Trip Vaughn to follow.
Lady in the front row kind of jumped a little bit, made sure that
Trip also
she
the
was
coach's
okay.
son as well. Got a great arm. We have seen him throw out a number of people here at games at Heritage Christian. Once again, the 3-2 pitch in the bottom of the second. And the Eagles start the second like they did the first with a leadoff hitter aboard.
How about being that patient, because that ball looked like a beach ball coming in.
Yep.
He knows it's a ball.
And you want to take a swing at it, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Here's the catcher, Trip Vaughn, batting in the 8th position. Batting 200 on the year in 23 games. 9 runs batted in, has a stolen base. Also has 3 doubles and a homer. That in the dirt off the pickoff, not long enough
He
in terms
thought
of
about it.
distance to go anywhere.
That's when the first base coach goes, no.
Yeah. Go, stay.
Yeah, exactly.
Mentioned Dan Ambrose coaching at third. Matt Turner, the first base coach. Gary Vaughn, the bench coach. Good bunt.
Nice bunt.
Van Til to underhand at the first base.
You know, last week we were at the IHSAA tournament, and I asked the pitchers, are you now trained to underhand throw that ball instead of tossing it? And they said the coaches wanted underhanded because you have more of a chance not to overthrow the ball than if you overhand it, because you have a tendency to release it and it will go high and get on you.
Interesting. Colin Kopka batting in a nice spot. And you don't need analytics, I guess, to be able to determine that, do you?
Hey, I guess not. But I'm sure there's some analytics to
Absolutely.
it, let me tell you.
And there
There's
should be
analytics
probably.
for everything.
Colin batting in a nice spot. Back to turn the lineup over to Ryan Williams.
Baseball players overreact.
Brushed him back a little bit there.
Whoa.
Not a purpose pitch.
No.
Ball to strike with a 3-0 lead for Heritage Christian here on IndianaSRN. He's already the 9th batter to face Preston Van Til just through the first inning and a third. Stretch, look at second, and the pitch. Toward third base, freezes the runner. And in the meantime, runner heads over to third after the throw to first. So, almost as good as the sacrifice as Colin is retired, and that brings us back to the top of the order and Ryan Williams.
Good job for the first baseman, not only to handle that, but to get out of the way once he handled it so there's not any collision there.
Yeah, good point. Ryan had the bunt single that started his scoring in the first inning.
You give him a fastball, he'll drive this out.
Now has 31 hits and 68 at-bats, batting .456.
I think he would play for me for that.
Oh, man. He put 8 points on his batting average with that bunt single in the first inning. Runner third with 2 outs here in the second.
There it is.
Headed to center field. Back-to-back hits for Ryan Williams. Will Ambrose scores 4-0 in favor of the Eagles.
Jim, he just drives that ball. He's got enough strength to force that ball and just drives that ball, follow through as well, and then he's quick out of the box.
It's a good point. Just a good-looking hitter.
Yep.
Alex Jackson, who singled in the first inning and eventually scored after a double steal. Jackson, line drive, base hit left field. Ryan Williams stops at second, so the top 2 hitters are 4 for 4.
That will win you some games, sir.
You almost get the feel that Heritage wants to make quick work
Yes.
of Greenwood today if possible. Tyler Allemeyer, who reached on a walk, stole a base, scored a run.
Well, you get normally if you get game number 1, teams tend to lax game number 2.
Mm-hmm. Line drive, base hit into center field.
Gotta send him home. This could be
Runner
a play.
trying to score, bang, bang, play at home plate. He is safe. Ryan Williams beat the throw. And David Raby signaled safe, and it is 5-0 in favor of Heritage
Did he pick
on the
up an
RBI
extra
hit
gear
by
when he
Tyler
ran?
Allemeyer.
Did he pick up an extra gear when he was rounding third base? Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Look at this. Had to come up and get the ball. If that was online, though, I think we would have had to play at plate.
Yep. Runners advance on the throw to home plate. Tyler Allemeyer comes through with the RBIs.
Everybody wants to creep.
Two in this inning, 3 in the previous inning. Now J.P. Olson at the plate. At third base is Alex Jackson. Tyler Allemeyer at second after the hit. He sent 6 to the plate in the first inning. Keith 7 already in this inning. Snap throw down to third base. And umpire Eric Tromazak says safe.
Eric at doing bases. And is it David?
A tough role for an umpire.
Yes.
Blake McDonald standing by to hit for the second time in 2 innings.
Good call.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Good veteran behind the home plate.
You know him well, don't you?
Yeah, good guy. Been around a long time. Works hard.
Good pickoff. Colton Flint down to Will Simons to get Alex Jansen leaning. In the meantime, Olson was on his way to first base with a walk, but the inning ends after 2 at Heritage leading 5-0.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Yeah, clarification. J.P. Olson got the walk. In the meantime, Alex Jackson was picked off third, so Olson will be credited the walk. Then it's the throw out, the third from Colton Flint. That means Blake McDonald will lead off the following inning.
You've done baseball for what, 30 years?
I haven't seen that play.
I've done baseball for a long time. This guy played baseball for years, and we've never seen it either. So our director is the keen eye of baseball, you know.
Good to have him here. Chuck, Troy, assisting on camera work. Some fine play-by-play last week with the tournament at the Heartland Collegiate Conference. It's the bottom of the order for Greenwood Christian, down 5-0. Brent Keiniger will lead off. Appearing in his 8th game, 0 for 6 at the plate. Has a walk and 4 strikeouts. That's a nice play, by the way, the throw by Colton Flint to Will Simons for the tag. A very youthful team. We mentioned the 7 freshmen and 3 sophomores, part of the Greenwood Christian Cougars. We were at the academy for an exciting basketball game earlier in the year, which tarred.
Yes, sir, we did. What a beautiful facility that is.
Oh, man, we had the track around the basketball arena.
The lighting. The lighting is perfect for basketball.
Yes. Ball and 2 strikes. A strikeout in each of the first 3 innings for J.P. Olson, 1 out in the GCA third. Back to the top of the order, and the shortstop, Caden Camden. I mentioned that Camden played a role in the regional finals last year. This team lost out to Bar Reeve in the Jasper semi-state by a score of 3-1. And will open against Indianapolis Metropolitan next week in the semis at Morristown.
That Morristown sectional is always a good sectional.
Yeah, it's a good little community, too.
Yep.
The home of Copper Kettle.
Mm-hmm.
Popped up.
Last year we got to do Traders Point had a baseball team last year. We got to do a game last year, and in between games got to go down to the Copper Kettle.
Wonderful place. Been there for Mother's Day many years ago. Count the ball, 2 strikes here in the third inning with Heritage ahead 5-0.
You know, when it comes to food, I don't miss much.
My wife will attest to the fact I've never missed any. After Caden will be Wyatt Schlageter. So we've got a very young team. You're probably in some ways overmatched in this one. What can you gain from it if you're Greenwood?
Experience. Teaching them how to play up and how to see good pitching and how to hit.
Toward right field, well in the ballpark for Carson Wilhite.
But as freshmen, you're not freshmen now. You're a sophomore. You know, you're at
I've heard that
almost
before.
at the end of your season. You've already played at least 16 games. So now you already understand what's going on. But I tell you what, the team they had last year was very, very good.
Oh,
they
yes.
lose that game 3-1.
Lost a lot of experience off that team, too. Here's Wyatt, who walked to the first.
But it just tells you how the coaching staff just regroups, brings the young kids in. They understand the system.
Not very often, too, where you have the freshmen outnumbering the seniors, which they do 7-5.
Which tells you the growth of that school, how that school is growing
Sure.
as well.
And the freshmen have played significant roles this year.
Oh,
Back
nice
to
play.
Olson. 1, 2, 3. On to the middle of the order when we come back here at Heritage Christian.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Look at this replay, Jim. I mean, that ball goes right back to the pitcher's man. That is great foot speed and great balance. If you and I, well, okay, I'll just say, if I tried that, I'm falling down and the ball is now out in the parking lot, rolling to the street.
JP's a good fielding pitcher. That's the 67th play he's handled this year with just 3 errors. Here's Blake McDonald, then Carson Wilhite, and Will Ambrose, 5, 6, and 7 for the skipper, Dan Ambrose. And this one up in the air. Toward right center field and carrying to the one-handed glove of Cole Mohalser, 1 out.
Now batting number 9, Carson Wilhite.
Here's Carson Wilhite.
First pitch hit. Some coaches do not believe in it. I love it. Get ahead. That looks good. Drive that thing.
So you don't want to wait somebody out, right?
No, I do not. I want you to go after it.
Carson, after the ground out in the first, now hitting .383 on the year.
Yeah, no kidding. That came pretty quick.
Good-looking crowd here, and it will continue to add to it for the second part of the doubleheader, which will commence. We'll not have that one for you, just this game today. And a great start for Heritage Christian. That's what's called a waste pitch, by the way.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Well, the popcorn vendor might have not liked that one.
And you know the batter's not going to chase it, but you know he can't wait on it to hit it. Ball to 2 strikes. Nice change there, just misses 2-2.
Little high.
Like how Colton Flint just held that ball.
Freeze it 1,000, 2 1,000.
Absolutely. Make sure that David Raby had a good look at it. Well, Ambrose standing by. This one over the head of the pitcher. Towards second base. Diving stop throw to first. And not going to make it. It's a tough play anyway for White Schlageter. I'll check that to shortstop Caden Camden.
Was talking to the umpires last week at the IHSAA, and I asked him about the freeze, catcher freeze. He goes, he can freeze it for about 2 seconds, and then I'm going to ask him to move it.
That's all you're allowed, right?
Yes, about 2 seconds.
Here's Will Ambrose with a runner at first here with 1 out and a quick toss over to keep Carson Wilhite close.
Well, the book here, they're going to go.
Oh, yes. 67 stolen bases coming in. They've already had 2 to that. Opposite field hitting there. Ambrose got his 14th walk of the year back in the first inning, or rather in the second, and came around to score.
If you saw that, he dropped the elbow that time and popped it up, got it out of foul territory.
Holds that back close to his shoulder. And takes the pitch inside, and Preston Van Til, don't know what he's questioning here.
He's asking where the ball is. Is it inside, outside? And I think he's a little frustrated right now.
Yeah, there's a grin, though, by Will Ambrose, the batter. Count even, a ball and a strike, and another quick toss over the first base. On the infield.
Oh.
White Schlageter able to handle it. 2 outs now here in the third.
How about fighting the sun and the cloud, and that thing is in a little cloud, and you got to find that ball.
Now Triple onto the plate. 5-0 Heritage Christian, bottom of the third in a 7-inning game. Well, they haven't sent Carson Wilhite yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought they would have done that. Big league now. Hit them where they are.
For the second baseman, White Schlageter. After 3, it's 5-0 in favor of Heritage.
After 3, the score remains Eagles 5, Cougars 0.
Get to the game, we've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Boilermaker Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout Indiana. To start a career, call 219-845-1000. We are 2 the fourth inning. The Heritage Christian on top of Greenwood Christian by a score of 5-0. And what are your thoughts on what we've seen through 3 innings?
Very impressive of Heritage Christian coming out and making a statement of we're going to score some runs. And then that inning kind of surprised me. They didn't try to advance, but Olsen's pitched pretty well for 3 innings.
And he has a strikeout in each of the first 3 innings. See if the Cougars can get on the board, and they'll try to do it with the 3, 4, and 5 hitters led by Colton Flint.
Yeah, Greenwood Christian for baseball has a very young program. They're not that, they've not been established that long. So
yeah, and to see that they went as far as they did last year,
which just tells you, Jim, if you have talent and coaching, you're going to win.
Yep.
The size of the school has, with enrollment, with the new facilities they have.
It's those new facilities, too, Coach, that sometimes are very attractive for a kid. In fact, when you talk to people at Earlham,
oh yeah,
they say that in their effort to update the enrollment and increase that, they have enhanced the sports facilities there with new arenas or new fields. And they feel that where academics in the past may draw people to play sports, it's the other way around there.
Well, also, in IndianaSRN is a testimony that we're getting those games and there's teams because they want to be seen.
Yep.
I mean, when we walked in today, first thing Coach said was, are we going to be able to watch this game 1 again? Replay will be available 30 minutes after the game. He goes, well, we won't be home till 6:30. I'll be okay.
We'll be watching.
Yes.
0-2 pitch again. Through 3 innings so far, left-hander J.P. Olson has walked 1, struck out 3, and allowed 1 hit.
IndianaSRN, if you like to have us do games, you can contact us at coach@IndianaSRN.org. I know we've talked with Greenwood's athletic director, and that is a possibility for next year. We've had them in the past. 319 games this year, Joe.
Wow. John Connell, fine AD, by the way. That pitch misses, and pretty good job of plate work by Colton Flint, who has now run the count to 3 balls, 2 strikes. How about that? He works a walk to start the 4th inning.
Coming to the plate, number 19, Eli Jackson.
Now the DH, Eli Jackson, who grounded out second to first.
He definitely has some power here. We'll see what they'll do here.
Jackson, 17 hits, 60 at-bats on the season. Eli, a junior, on a team, again, that's loaded with underclassmen. Just 5 who are graduating this year. Toward right center field, left center field, and hit well. All the way to the fence. Running around second. They're going to hold him up to third. It's a stand-up double for Eli Jackson.
Got it right in the gap, got in his wheelhouse, and nice drive that ball right in the gap. 300 and left and right, about 362 if I remember correctly, in that gap area.
And for Eli, second 2-base hit of the year. Good scoring opportunity now for Will Simons with nobody out.
Their first hit of the game.
Yep. Runners at second and third. Trip Vaughn able to locate the baseball.
Now what you got to do is you got to protect. I mean, 1 run's not going to hurt you, but you don't want to get them on the roll here.
Yeah. And the infield will play back at short and second, taking the out. Base hit left field. That'll score 1. So in this inning, a walk, a double, and a hit by Will Simons. And GCA is on the board. It's 5-1.
You know, 4th inning work. Might be getting a little tired. This is a nice drive. And at this point, you just go station to station and catch up.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you're a man away from bringing the tie run to the plate.
Coach Ambrose out of the dugout, talking to his pitcher.
J.P. Olson set to face Cole Mohauser, who struck out in the second. That headed to left field.
That had eyes.
Stopped by the shortstop, Allemeyer, but that's a base hit. So in this inning, successive hits by Jackson, Simons, and Mulhauser, and the rally has begun.
And you are now back into this game. You got life in the dugout. People are pepping up and backing each other back. And a couple hundred fans you brought are excited.
Yeah. In the inning, Colton Flynn has scored. Will Simon has an RBI hit, and runners now at first and second for Charlie Overton, trying to keep the rally going.
Okay, they are alive in their dugout now.
So 5-2 is our score. Flint and Jackson have come home. Will Simons at second, Cole Mulhauser at first. So this inning began innocently enough with Heritage on top 5-0, and J.P. Olson cruising through 3. Strikeouts in each of the first 3. But then Colton Flint went from 2 strikes to a 6-pitch walk, and the floodgates have opened. Following him was Eli Jackson with a double, Will Simons RBI hit, Cole Mulhauser RBI hit. And Charlie Overton is the tying run at the plate.
Yes.
1-1 pitch with 2 on, nobody out. So you've been through the order once. Have these guys figured out anything from JP?
Probably notices the speed, knows where what the fastball looks like. Looks at the off-speed pitch. Good point. A very good point. They have seen him work a little bit. That's a nice pitch.
Good pitch by Olson, who caught the corner, and that's an important strikeout, his 4th of the game. 1 out now in the 4th.
That ball danced.
Yeah, good pitch. Here's Ryder Knox. 8 hits now in 44 at-bats after being retired to end the second on a fly ball to Carson Wilhite. Scoring opportunity continues, though, for the Cougars. Brent Keineger to follow next as we're in the bottom half of the Cougar order. Record of 10-9. We'll have time off until they get to the tournament. That into the dirt. Runner's going to try to advance. Vaughn, throw down to third. Not in time. As good an arm as Vaughn has. Pretty good jump after the ball hit the dirt. It's a wild pitch. And now Simons is at third, Keith, and Mulhauser at second.
Now, people think I'm stupid, but I would like the suicide squeeze here, Coach.
Let's find out. 2 balls, no strikes. Ryder Knox ahead on the account. He's bunting.
Troy Derigowski is up in the booth going, no!
Knox has 5 batted in right now. Infield is back except at third and at first. So a ground ball now to the middle of the infield will score a run.
That's the second time a foul ball has gone into that dugout.
You gotta
That
be
is
careful.
wicked, boy. Player got a broken nose last weekend.
Big 2-2 pitch here in the 4th inning with a score 5-2 in favor of the Eagles over the Cougars.
This is where you show that senior leadership as a pitcher. Calm yourself down.
Facing the junior Knox. Big strikeout. So you talk about senior leadership. J.P. Olson has come with back-to-back strikeouts.
Yep. And let me tell you, your young kids see that and understand that.
And now it's up to Brent Keineger to try to bring home 2. Brent struck out to end the 3rd inning. Runner still at second and third. Ball 1. Brent 0 for 7 on the year.
Where's he going to school?
A fair pitcher, just a sophomore for Greenwood Christian. 2 balls, no strikes. J.P. Olson's thrown a lot of pitches in this inning, Coach.
Yep.
But he does have 2 important strikeouts. 2 balls, 1 strike.
thing is, if you can get through the fifth, your bullpen might be able to help you here. It's just, it's 7 innings instead of playing 9. So.
Sure. 3 balls, 1 strike. Caden Camden, the leadoff hitter, standing by to hit next.
The impressive thing is Greenwood did not quit. They just stayed right with it.
Started the inning with a walk and then 3 successive hits. So a little drama here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third with 2 outs in the inning. Brent Keisinger trying to keep it alive. The pitch. And the bases are loaded. Did a nice job of laying off that high fastball.
Yeah, if you've never played baseball, you see that high fastball coming to your, it looks like a big old tomato, and you just want to crank it. The high heater is the dangerous pitch.
Caden takes a deep breath, now settles himself into the batter's box. Bases loaded, first pitch strike. He has struck out and flown out to right field. 13 for 49 now in the season. Playing in his 19th game. Good stop by Trip Vaughn.
You got to be a hockey goalie back there today.
Yeah. Caden is the 8th man to bat in the order for head coach Ryan Hurley in this inning.
That's a nice pitch.
And now it's a ball and 2 strikes, and Olson's got a chance to punch out the side.
Boy, he just punched that right in the inside corner. Nothing you can do with it. Your hands are frozen.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Got some take there, huh?
I think he wanted that one because he was beginning to walk.
2-2 with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Towards short. Long throw to first. Inning over. Good job by Olson to deal out of trouble after giving up 2 runs with nobody out. Halfway home, it's 5-2, Heritage.
Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
To get updated scores and much more, check out our daily sports page on IndianaSRN.org. Keith Myers, Jim Barber, bottom of the 4th. Heritage Christian, 3-run first, 2-run second. Greenwood with an answer with 2 runs in the 4th, and it could have been more, but J.P. Olson able to come through with the back-to-back strikeouts and a groundout.
That sports page is a good sports page.
I've checked it out.
I've watched. I get to see that every day.
Up to date, which you always appreciate.
Yeah.
Colin Kopka to lead off. He grounded out to third in the 2nd inning.
Especially
nice
when you're working at
right
when you're working the Indiana market and the TV stations don't update hardly at all.
Having worked for one of them in the past is it can be an ordeal. Ryan Williams, who's had a huge morning, would bat next with a bunt single and a base hit that scored a run. This is inning number 4 for Preston Van Til. I heard one of the fans there, get him a boarding pass for a potential walk here. You know, I haven't heard that one before.
Nope. The crowd mic is wonderful, isn't it?
It is. Colin Kopka has now run the count to 3-1.
Oh.
Preston Van Til, again, coming in, 11 walks, 40 strikeouts in this game. However, he has already walked 3. And looking for his first strikeout. One thing you see from these Heritage hitters is their ability to protect on 2 strikes.
Would you like to be the neighbor next door?
Well, you know, Dan Ambrose has a cleanup with his group once a year.
Oh, does he?
And they go into neighborhood yards to get the
Foul
balls. Colin Kopka works the 4th walk of the day for
I guess
the
it
Eagles.
saves your budget as long as they're not waterlogged, right?
No, and he
They're good at
just
batting practice.
they spend the afternoon or morning, and all the kids go and clean up the yards. Not a bad assignment, though, when you think about it. Ryan Williams to the plate. Top hitter on this team now, 32 hits, 69 at bats. And with those 2 hits, now hitting .463. Bunt single, single to center, RBI, 2 runs scored. Now, coaches have different philosophies, Keith, on where to place your best hitter. And Dan Ambrose's decision to go with the top spot.
You know, and then most coaches will use the second or third best hitter down to your 9 spot, so you can just continue to have power in your. When I played, I batted 13th.
They don't even have that many in softball.
I know. There you go. That'll tell you how well I was.
The continuous batting order is 12, I think. Williams, opposite field. You almost get the feel when you watch him that he can spray it wherever he wants to.
Yeah.
Alex Jackson has had a big morning so far, would be next. 2 for 2, stolen base, and a run scored. Two balls, 2 strikes to Ryan Williams. Heritage Christian trying to win for the 16th time this year. Had a nice win streak going before Brebeuf got in the way.
Well, Brebeuf's going to get away from a lot of
Oh,
these.
good-looking team. Good lead at first base. Runner stays. Williams back toward us.
Chuck Levine would have caught that ball.
Sun has settled in. The sun has behind the clouds. Runner going. Williams will do it again.
Chuck's wearing the Minnesota Twins hat today.
Ryan was 3 for 5 in the doubleheader last year against Greenwood Christian.
Ooh. Nice
Quick
move.
throw, yeah, by Preston Van Til. Scored 4 runs, had a couple runs batted in. You know, Ryan was 9 for 54 in his first 2 years here. That's a batting average of 167. He's just exploded
You
in
think
his.
he's worked hard
man.
during the off seasons?
Leading up to his senior year.
That's determination.
Let's see if Dan Ambrose sends Colin Kopka on the 3-2 pitch, who has a good lead at first, and Preston Van Til well aware of it. Runner stays. Ball 4, Ryan Williams. So back-to-back walks, runners at first and second, nobody out for the Eagles. Alex gets the Friends walk-off. Walk up here. Alex with a long look down at his head coach at third base. They have implemented already the double steal in this game back in the first. Bunting and popping it up. Too tough for Colton Flint to handle. Strike one.
Bunting is no longer an art.
I'm always pleased when I see the majors do it.
When did they do it? Come on, Jim.
Well, you know, with the DH in both leagues, probably not nearly as much as they used to, if at all in some cases.
$1.5 million and you want me to bunt?
Swung on it, hit well. And over the head of the center fielder, it will score one. Cole Mulhauser had to go back for it. It's Alex Jackson's third hit of the game, 6-2 in favor of Heritage Christian. Alex is having a big day.
Yes.
So Colin Kopka scores. Ryan Williams the third. Alex Jackson with his third hit of the game. Now at second and still nobody out.
Boy, he had an opportunity to catch that ball. Just missed it.
Tyler Ellemeyer walked in the first. Scored. Singled. Had an RBI in the second.
Going to Taylor University.
Yes.
Well, he got one today. Maybe he wanted to get two. He's got a rocket, though, right?
Yes, he does.
That's a nice shot.
Colton Flynn has already cut down one at third base. Big scoring opportunity to get those 2 runs back. And the count goes 3-0. Walk's not a killer here. But it's been a tough control inning for Preston Van Til. Walked 1 in the first, couple in the second, and now 2 in the third. And comes back with a strike on a 3-0 pitch.
Let's go, Tyler. Now I think he's got the green light.
Preston Van Til from the stretch. Slam toward left field and deep. And gone. Tyler Ellemeyer with a blast to left field, 3 in on the inning. A proud dad in the back. It is 8-2 in favor of Heritage.
I just hope Dad gets to see this tonight on the replay.
I'm sure he will. Back making 9-2 Heritage. And Tyler Ellemeyer has had a perfect day so far.
You think the smile doesn't tell you everything?
Oh, man.
Holy smokes.
By the way, his 6th homer of the year, and he is tops in home runs on this team.
And not only did you get your 2 back, you added to it.
Yes, exactly. That's a good point. Coach has always emphasized not to have a give-back inning where you score and then give up the runs back and then some. That's happened here. So for Tyler Ellemeyer, he now has 3 batted in the inning and 4 for the game. Here's J.P. Olson.
He could be our player of the game.
Easily. JP has had unofficial perfect day. He's walked, sacrifice fly. So 3 in the first for Heritage, 2 in the second, and now 4 here in the fourth.
They don't make the baseballs like they used to, Jim.
You
They're
think so?
throwing another one out.
Top of the order today for Dan Ambrose's team, Keith, is 7 for 7.
That will play.
And has scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs.
Perfect number, right?
Oh, yes.
7.
J.P. Olson. Towards center field.
Dropped the elbow.
Cole Mulhauser with a catch, 1 out. And the first out after 4 had reached base.
So my question to you, now do you put JP back on the mound? Now you got this lead at 9-2 back.
Well, the plan for Dan Ambrose, he said before the game, is that JP will start in their tournament game next Saturday, but he will not pitch on Tuesday.
Okay.
So I have to find out what his intentions are, as we're going to have a meeting on the mound and perhaps a change coming up for Preston Van Til. Or maybe just a conversation.
So my coach, when I went out and coached, I would just ask the pitcher, "How you feeling?" "Pretty good." "You think you can get this guy out?" "Yeah." "Okay." "Just get the guy out." "Okay." Then he gives up a home run. And I guess I should have pulled him.
Everybody wants to know what the conversation's about. A lot of times it's throw strikes. Here it's been a tough outing for Tyler Preston, who's ERA was at 1.62 coming in.
In all seriousness, too, it's mechanics. You know, what they see in the dugout, what you're doing.
Yeah.
And a little bit different.
Yeah, the problem is you're facing, you're going up in class today.
Yes, you are.
And a team that made a deep run last year before losing out to Covenant Christian in the semi-state finals.
Who was below 500 when the tournament began.
Yes. Blake McDonald waits on that pitch and flies it towards center field. No problem for Cole Mulhauser. Back-to-back putouts for him. And for the game now, Cole's been pretty busy. That's his third putout.
Maybe that's what he told him. Throw the ball, let him hit it to the center
Absolutely.
fielder.
You got 7 guys behind you and 1 in front of you.
But the interesting thing, you talk about the run Heritage made. They did all that below 500, but Dan knew that team could gel.
Yes.
And gelled really well.
Here's Carson Wilhite, who today is 0 for 2, reached on an error in the third.
They had a young man that is now playing at IU that threw strikes and BBs.
Yep. Andrew Wiggins is, prior to yesterday's second game of a doubleheader with Michigan, hitting .311.
He could hit the ball.
Yes. Off the change, base hit center field. Carson Wilhite aboard with 2 outs in the fourth.
I kind of missed the Wiggins hanging around the ballpark.
Wiggins has 3 home runs, 3 doubles for Indiana his freshman year. He's a kid that could play the ukulele, the sax, the piano.
He did play the sax
kid.
for the national anthem one night.
Uh-huh. Here's Will Ambrose, 8th man to come to bat in the inning.
And boy, could his mom make some chocolate chip cookies.
I assume that you were treated to this, huh?
Maybe once or twice.
Now you'll be competing in the Big Ten tournament shortly.
No, I didn't share. IU is, competing in the Big Ten tournament, right?
Yeah, and what's going to be interesting next year when you add the West Coast teams, how many are going to be eligible for the tournament? Is everybody going to be eligible here? Towards second base. Good flip by Wyatt Schlageter to Caden Camden, inning over. But 3-run blast from Tyler Allemeyer after 4, 9-2 Heritage.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
One of our sponsors today includes the Morales Group. Our mission is building better futures, one story at a time. We acknowledge the whole person and their individual story. Contact the group at 317.
That Aspen Creek Grill commercial we had there looks pretty good for a supper, huh, Jim?
I would say, yes. Totals on the game, Heritage Christian, 9 runs on 8 hits, no errors. And for Greenwood Christian, 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error.
Getting late for Greenwood.
Yes. 7-inning game. First of a doubleheader. And Wyatt Schlageter will lead off.
And JP is back on for another.
So Wyatt Schlageter comes to the plate to start the 5th inning. It'll be Schlageter, Flint, and Jackson in the inning.
This is a nice little drive run for JP,
Yes.
If he could go 7, boy, that could be a big help for him, his morale as well.
Done a pretty good job with his control. We mentioned coming in.
Yeah.
More walks than strikeouts. Had a walk and a strikeout in the first, a strikeout in the second, strikeout in the third, and then 2 walks, but 2 important strikeouts in the fourth.
How about Peyton Nat?
And he's run the count to his advantage, a ball and 2 strikes. Opposite field hitting. Up in the sunshine, not a problem for the left fielder. Ryan Williams went out.
And he broke that a little bit too late, but regained his composure. Quiet on campus today. No softball, no lacrosse.
Yeah.
Last time we were here, they had track, lacrosse, softball.
Just getting to the facility was a challenge.
Yes, it was. Getting to a parking spot.
Uh-huh. It's Colton Flynn who walked and scored in the previous inning. It's a busy place, and if you come around enrollment being departed at the end of the day, school is out, it can be really busy.
3:06 is not a good time to come to the parking lot.
But I tell you what, they got it policed nicely, don't they?
Yes. Thanks to Aaron Lawson. Worked on our tent today, the tables.
We're in the top of the fifth here on IndianaSRN.org. Nice to have you along wherever you might be viewing as we approach 11:30, the Eastern Time Zone. That one up in the air toward right field. Two-handed catch by Carson Wilhite, 2 outs. When you coached, did you prefer the two-handed catch or the one?
You better caught the hand with 2 hands.
Really?
Yes.
And were you obeyed more often than not?
Yes. Because the bench has something to do with that.
Really?
Oh, yeah, you could sit.
Eli Jackson to the plate. Takes one inside. Jackson grounded out to second in the first inning and doubled and scored in the fourth.
I am blessed that my whole entire attitude changed when I found him.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'm a much better person to live with. Thank you, Jesus.
Good for you. Will Simon's hoping to get a chance to hit next. He is 2 for 2, by the way. J.P. Olson's gone the distance so far.
You know, there's innings that he's struggling, but he bounced back, and his infield helped him a little bit.
Yes.
He looked pretty good this half inning, right?
Think about it. With a 5-0 lead, gave up 2 runs, and there were runners at second and third where a base hit.
You were in danger zone.
Tightens things up considerably. Got out of the inning, though. 3 balls and a strike here.
He knows you're talking about him. Now he's throwing a walk.
Has thrown 10 wild pitches on the season. Opponents coming in batting .225 prior to today. And today they have managed 4 hits and have left 5 on base, including the bases loaded last inning. Two outs in the 5th inning for Greenwood Christian Academy. Back to Olson.
Oh, look at that.
Good fielding pitcher.
Man.
3 up and 3 down in the inning. Back to work here in the bottom of the 5th in a moment.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Piper Logistics is one of our sponsors. The warehouse is a group of logistics professionals dedicated to working together to provide complete logistics in Indianapolis and Cincinnati. Roll with us at 317-396-1023. It's
Greg's
either
probably watching
Cecina
today.
or Park Tudor for Heritage Christian in the tournament next week. And when you talk to Dan Ambrose about Park Tudor, they owe him one because Park Tudor spanked him earlier in the year.
Greg Piper might be watching today.
Mm-hmm.
He's an avid baseball player.
Park Tudor has the home field advantage, I suppose, hosting the site.
Have you been up there? It's a nice facility.
Yeah.
Very nice facility.
Beautiful campus, too.
Yes.
Bottom of the
College
fifth.
campus.
Heritage Christian comfortably ahead 9-2, and now on the season has scored over 200 runs, which is an average of 7 runs a game. You know, we mentioned that Greenwood Christian is playing up in class today, but Heritage does a lot of that during the year. That really doesn't help their overall record, but as you mentioned, it helps them gain momentum when they get to the tournament.
Because you have seen better pitching.
Mm-hmm. Trevon 0 for 1. Sacrifice bunt in the second.
I mean, I think Heritage played Lawrence Central this year, correct?
Moved up to 4A.
Yeah.
Tripp has 3 doubles and a homer on the season.
You know, a lot of now because of glass sports, a lot of smaller classes do play in that level, so they are familiar with some things.
To the outfield, where short and center will converge.
Nice.
And a nice play by the shortstop, Caden Camden. 1 out in the 5th as he called off Cole Mohausen to make the catch.
He went a long way for that ball.
Yes. Number 9 hitter, Dan Ambrose's lineup is Colin Kopka, who walked and scored in the previous inning. And that one popped up on the infield. Short's going to try to handle this one again.
Whoa, tripped over the mound.
And he does.
Touchdown.
What an inning for Caden Camden, who appears to be okay.
Whoa.
Wow.
He looked like he was diving for the end zone, didn't he?
Yeah, we'll have to show that one again, huh?
Look at this.
Back-to-back putouts the inning. There's a sky-high pop-up. And
there's the trip. Wow.
Nicely done, Caden. 2 outs. Here's Ryan Williams. A perfect day. He is 2 for 2. He has stolen a base. He has knocked in a run. He has walked. He has scored 3 times. And he has a terrific eye at the plate. Not going to fool him very often. Just 13 times this year he has struck out. Has a couple of doubles, a couple of triples, and a homer on the year. Let's see if he's got the green light on 3-0. Well, this Heritage team will be tested if, in fact, it is Park 2. They played Cecina to a tight game earlier this year as well.
Game you had.
Mm-hmm.
The temperature's a little bit warmer.
Oh, my gosh. That day felt like a football.
What was that the 38-degree day?
Yes.
Yes.
Everything but snow.
Everybody was in a winter coat. And Troy still wore shorts.
Yeah. And Williams draws his second walk, and his day, which is perfect, continues.
Good hitter. He could have swung at the 3-0, probably to pad his stats, but he didn't.
Nope.
You got to like kids like that.
Very dedicated at home plate. Very deliberate. Here's Alex Jackson batting for the 4th time today. And Alex today has a single to center, a single to left, a double to right, a run batted in, a stolen base, and a couple runs scored.
Hit and run was on again.
Mm-hmm. And off the overthrow, Ryan Williams will head to second. Second error of the game now for Greenwood Christian. Williams in the scoring position.
How about the speed?
You know, if you watch the majors, you typically don't see a run and hit when a team is up 7, but we don't really go by those kind of unwritten rules in the lower levels. It's not one of those things where one coach will say to the other, hey, you're pouring it on here.
Well, you just said it a couple innings ago. When you give up 13 runs in one inning with 2 outs, no run is safe.
Yeah. And that hit him. Tyler Allemeyer gets the hit with runners at first and second and 2 outs. The last time he hit with 2 on, he blasted one over the fence. Is family nervous behind us, by the way? Can you check?
Nah, he's calm. He's cool.
Okay. Runners going. Throw down to third. Not in time.
Double steal.
Yep. Second time today that's been implemented. And the second time today that Ryan Williams and Alex Jackson have been a part of it.
So if you're scouting Heritage Christian, you better be. They will run. They will run.
And the biggest thing is try to keep those guys off base. Good stop by Colton Flint. This is what they look like on the bases. And while Colton got the throw over, Ryan Williams had a great jump. Another scoring opportunity. So just for the record, 10-run rule's in effect, correct?
Yes, sir.
So should Tyler get a hold of one, game over.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now you just jinxed us. Thank you, sir. Now we're going to go 13.
Just checking the rules.
Okay. You can,
it's not like somebody's got a no-hitter going here.
He's the veteran of the crew, but he's the rookie of IndianaSRN. Come on, rookie. I mean, guy's worked in the booth for 40 years, and now he's jinxed us.
I don't need this aggravation.
Okay, we need you.
1-2 pitch again. Off the change and toward the outfield, right center field. Hauled in by Cole Mulhauser, inning over. Heritage Christian leaves 2, and after 5 it remains 9-2 in favor of the Eagles.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Passionate Care is dedicated to helping you care for a loved one. Through Indiana State programs, we provide financial compensation. Contact us today at 833-420-6640. We have a change in which J.P. Olson goes from the mound to first base, and Will Ambrose comes in to pitch from his first base spot. So that answers your question in terms of how Dan wanted to use today, J.P., in terms of the length of the game.
Yeah, 5 innings, pitched. I thought he pitched pretty well, Jim.
Got the side out in order in the 5th and had a couple of big strikeouts in the 4th. And that was really his only inning of peril.
And I will tell you, the 3 runs in the 1st and 2 runs in the 2nd really helped his confidence. You get a lead like that as a pitcher, you don't want to let your teammates down.
Yeah, got a great jump in this game, leading 5-0. Then Tyler went over the fence for 3 more in the 4th to pad the lead. So Will Ambrose on the pitch.
Leading all 4 of the Cougars, number 11, Will Simons.
And Will Simons, who has had a solid day so far. Back-to-back hits and an RBI.
That might just been a tad high.
Mm-hmm. It will be Will Simons, Cole Mulhauser, Charlie Overton, the scheduled hitters, for head coach Ryan Hurley in the 6th. 7-inning game. And last year's scores, this one resembling that. 10-2, 9-2 last year in the doubleheader, and it's 9-2 already today in the 6th inning. 3-0 pitch. And so 4 pitches from Will Ambrose outside the zone, and Will Simons' perfect day continues.
Now batting number 14, Cole Mulhauser.
You know, you look at the size of Will Ambrose coming off the, I mean, he's probably, 6'2"? He's probably, 6'2", and throwing the ball that mount looks pretty intimidating.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, actually closer to 6'4".
Wow. We know where he gets his athletic ability, though, Mom.
Not the head coach, huh? Cole today has an infield single and an RBI, 1 for 2. Swinging on the 1-0 pitch, base hit center field. Second in a day for him. Runners at first and second. Nobody out in the Cougars' sixth. So the first 6 pitches from Will Ambrose, 5 out of the zone and a strike for a base hit.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Charlie Overton, 0 for 2. Charlie now 14 hits and 39 at bats. And Charlie got a hold of that one pretty good.
Yeah.
Has 3 doubles, 2 triples, home run on the year, and 14 batted in.
Oh.
Certainly arguably their best hitter, Coach.
Boy, way to head of that.
Down in the strike zone now, 2 strikes and nothing. Ambrose, here goes the runner to third. They've got a chance to get him, and they got a rundown going. Now they have the other runner held up, and they're going to get 1 out of this eventually. And there
you got interference. Wait a minute, you might have interference. Yeah.
Well, the runner was thrown down to the ground, and it's going to be interference called. So
yeah,
Caden Camden was pushed to the ground. Interference will be called. Dan Ambrose would like an explanation. As runners are at second and third. The call was made, by the way, by umpire Eric Tromazak. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agreed for the interference because he's in the baseline. He didn't get out in time. Yes.
So here's an RBI spot for Charlie Overton with 2 strikes and no balls, but runners at second and third, and Greenwood trying to get back in the game. Wild pitch. Vaughn retrieves, but a run scores. So Will Simons comes home. It's 9-3, and Cole on to third base with nobody out. And kind of a rough start for Mr. Ambrose.
Yes. Something you did not want.
By the way, J.P. Olson pitched 5, gave up 2 runs, 4 hits, both runs earned. And for the game, as we take a look at walks and strikeouts, walked 3, struck out 5. Popped up in foul territory.
Plenty of room. A lot of rooms on both sides of the foul territory.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, think about Tyler Allmeyer's 3-run homer, how that padded things a bit. Otherwise,
that definitely can help you, right?
Be a bit tighter right now.
Yes, sir.
Scoring opportunity with the game at 9-3 and a runner at third and nobody out. Again, the 2-2 from Will Ambrose. Beautiful sunshine right now. It's a good-looking baseball day. Good cut. Going to plate the 4th run of the game. Charlie Overton, the team's top hitter, comes through with his first hit of the game. 2 in the inning and still nobody out.
Charlie has more facial hair than I have on my head.
Ryder Knox is 0 for 2 today. Brent Keiniger would hit next. Potential big inning right now for GCA. Greenwood with time off until next week's sectional semi-state. We'll face Indy Metro in the semis at Morristown. In the meantime, Heritage will have a makeup game with Brebeuf on Tuesday. And this is all after the second game of the doubleheader today.
They have to play that because of a conference, because
Yes.
it's a conference game.
You know, the conference record of Heritage is not very impressive, but again, they gear themselves toward the run toward the end of the season.
Roncalli, Chittard, Brebeuf.
Yeah, it's a great
Come on.
league. Circle City Conference. You don't have the rule that you see in the majors in terms of how many times you can throw to the base.
Well, we could make one up and tell them that it's an IndianaSRN TV.
You know, on
rule.
a beautiful day like this, I'm not in a hurry. How about you?
I put my suntan lotion on early today, so I'm fine.
2 balls and a strike, 2 in the inning. And now 3-1. Charlie Overton, the base run. Let's see if he goes on 3-1. He does not. Count runs full. Cougars and the Eagles today.
You got time to come for the second game. Second game will be 30 minutes after this.
Yeah, stands filling up nicely here. Towards short, going to be a tough play. Long throw over the first.
Got him.
Boy, well done.
Wow.
Not an easy play for Tyler Ellemeyer, but he's able to throw out. Ryder knocks one out.
See, Jim, when I played Little League Baseball, that's how I used to play. You know, big in the hole.
Great
deep,
arm.
Great arm.
I hear you.
Used the AstroTurf back in 1970.
And we have no videotape to confirm or deny that.
That's exactly right. So I caught a fish this big.
In the meantime, Charlie Overton off the play from Tyler advances to second base with 1 out. 9-4 is our score. Will Ambrose in relief of J.P. Olson. And Olson will start the sectional semi-state. Kind of nice to have a game on Tuesday, which keeps you ready for Saturday.
Break
and
them
it's,
in
it's a bullpen game, you know. That's what Dan Ambrose was saying. Get to play as many people as you'd like. Throw as many pitchers as you'd like.
Is that game here or is it at Brebeuf?
I've got it at Brebeuf.
Okay.
Well, with a look at second and a long look at that. And finally, Brant Keiniger, the batter, says, enough of that.
You know, the way 465 is, you need to leave now so you can get there by Tuesday.
There's a lot of work going on in town, is there not? Nice pitch from Ambrose there, off speed, ball and 2 strikes. We are 10 minutes shy of high noon here on a glorious baseball morning.
A lot of action today in Indianapolis with the 500, the Indy
Yes.
11, and the Indians all in town.
Qualifications. Another good pitch and a strikeout for Will Ambrose. So after some early struggles, he has back-to-back outs.
Great time to live in the city of Indianapolis.
Yes. Charlie Overton remains at second base for Caden Camden. Caden 0 for 3 today. Struck out, flied out, and grounded out. And bunting for a hit. And it's a beauty. And he has a base hit. Good strategy.
He has some speed.
And you need base runners right now to have a chance.
Well, yeah, you need to get about 2 more here. You feel pretty comfortable going into the 7th.
Yeah, absolutely. Wyatt Schlageter now steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2 to walk. Runner third is Charlie Overton, and now Caden Camden at first. Camden with his 14th hit of the season and 51 at-bats.
Look at this bunt.
You know, when you trail by as much as they trail by, this is a solid strategy here. Bunting for a hit. Get some base runners going. 9-4 is our score. Seventh man to bat in the inning is White. Schlager, the second baseman. Runner heading down to second and cut off. And a throw back to third.
Oh!
And safe. It is a stolen base for Caden Camden. And he almost got Charlie Overton leaning a little bit.
Overton was leaning, that's for sure.
Yep. Now base hit tightens this game up. 1-0 pitch. Wide with 15 hits and 61 at-bats for the season. Just hitting just under 250 with 9 batted in. RBI chance him for him here as he takes a ball 2-1. Greenwood 2 in the fourth and now 2 in the sixth. Late swing. And the count goes to 2-2.
Got to get this off outside the plate here. Nice.
Nice strikeout for Will Ambrose. He got 2 after giving up 2. And to the bottom of the sixth we go with a 9-4 score.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
If you miss any of the action, catch the replay on our YouTube page. IndianaSRN archives, always on the stream with IndianaSRN. You always have a front row seat. To the bottom of the sixth we go. We were talking during the break about the apparatus that Colton Flint has for Greenwood Christian. Maybe you can expand on that.
They have allowed the communication, an earpiece from the catcher to the coach. The coach can call your plays that way or your pitches. Also, the pitcher is allowed to wear, if he wants to, a wristband or a band that also can communicate with your coach on what to throw. That's new. I think that's brand new this year in high school baseball. College has been doing it for a while.
A reminder, this broadcast a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is prohibited.
That means you can't do it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's it in a heartbeat, isn't it?
That's it.
J.P. Olson, sacrifice fly, walk, fly out to center.
And our paperwork is done, Chuck. We're legal. He's impressed.
Well, to the credit of GCA, they have scored 4 times today, battled back a couple of instances after trailing by 5 and by 7. and have left 7 on base. So imagine if they've been able to capitalize there, how much closer this game might have been.
His pitch count is about 104.
Yeah. In fact, the Cougars loaded the bases in the 4th, had runners at 2nd and 3rd when it ended in the 6th. Olsen, base hit center field.
He's had a good day.
Yes, he is. 2 of his hits toward center field. Now Blake McDonald's 0 for 3 stepping to the plate, trying to get in the hit category.
Wonder who we got a runner.
And we're going to have Cole Loudon to pinch run. Cole has scored 9 times this year as a pinch runner. In fact, if you look at his sheet in terms of hits, at-bats, RBIs, it reads something like 2 at-bats, 9 runs scored, 1 hit.
Up close and personal with the umpire right there.
Mm-hmm.
Very pleasant talk before the game. These guys do this for the kids.
And it's a tougher job when you have to manage not only home base, but your other umpire having to look at 3 bases.
Yep.
In a lot of ways, the home plate umpire's got his eyes on first base. So Blake has grounded out to short and flown out to center twice.
There might be discussion if that might have hit the catcher's arm.
Blake has 3 hits in his last 16 at-bats.
That's great umpiring. Deflected off the catcher, give him some time.
Yep, solid point.
Yeah. Got to love those guys that give you that time.
Toward third base. They had a good sacrifice for Blake McDonald, sending Cole Loudon over to second with 1 out. One thing you see about the Heritage Christian Eagles is their ability to put ball in play and how solid they appear to be fundamentally.
Yeah. I mean, that's the second, third bunt we've seen going down today.
And another chance at a get-back inning in which they have given up 2, trying to get 1 back. Carson Wilhite, who is 1 for 3. Reached base twice, once on an error, and a single to center field.
You know, Heritage Christian did very well in the city tournament. Got beat by Chittard by 1 run in the semifinals, 1-0. A city tournament that we were supposed to have on IndianaSRN, and weather did not cooperate that day.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, wasn't it?
We were on our way down. We were there, set up, ready to go.
And it turned out to be a wise decision because there was plenty of rain and thunder and lightning.
A little bit of wind.
Yes.
Yes.
Which would have postponed the event anyway.
Would have not been fun tearing down after a rainy day like that.
No, sir. Toward second base. And on the play, advancing to third is Cole Loudon. 2 outs now as White Schlageter has been quite busy at second base.
Did you see his mitt earlier today? He had a small glove at second base.
Mm-hmm. So off the bunt sacrifice and the ground out, Cole Loudon now at third base with 2 outs for Will Ambrose, who has walked and scored and is 0 for 2.
Can help his cause here.
Yes. Came on to pitch for J.P. Olson after he threw 5 solid innings, in which J.P. allowed 2 runs and 4 hits. Walked 3, struck out 5, headed to center field. And that will score a run easily.
Can he go to 3?
Ambrose around second. 10-4 in favor of Heritage Christian. Well, how do you score that?
E8.
Okay, no RBI.
No.
Cole Loudon now scores for the 10th time this year.
Pinch runner for Ambrose, number 15, checking in the ball game.
Yeah, that will be Ethan Utzig. Be the pinch runner. So Preston Van Til, after 116 pitches, is through with the day. How would you assess his work today?
You gave up those runs, but considering he gave up probably 56 of those in the first 2 innings,
sure,
he really calmed down. Arm's got to be tired.
And so, stepping to the mound will be Cole Mulhauser, making his 10th appearance on the year, record of 0-1. He's thrown 19 and 2/3 innings, ERA of 3.92. He's walked 19, struck out 29. He's got an interesting earned run average versus runs. 24 runs allowed, but only 11 are earned this year.
One of their seniors.
Yep, one of the 5. Back with the rest of the 6th inning in a moment.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You can watch the best Division III baseball on HCAC TV, where you always have a front row seat. And if you were witness to the showdowns between Hanover and Transylvania last week, you know that this network was front and center with some of the best baseball.
Let me ask, your favorite play in the whole entire tournament was the Grand Slam?
Had to be. Shocking. 6-1
What a
lead in
comeback.
the 9th inning for Hanover, and all heck broke loose. But only to be done by IU Southeast, scoring, 12 in 1 inning with 2 outs and nobody on?
But we got done before 12:30 each night, which is a record for IndianaSRN.
And those games can be lengthy, too.
Yes, they can be.
Especially as you move down to
the losers bracket.
Elimination games, absolutely.
Did a great job. You and the crew did a good job up there.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun, too.
The best highlight of mine is the hard trivia questions that were done.
Yeah.
Super
Everything
difficult.
but where the Red Sox play their home games.
We want to thank Hampton Inn. Give them a shameless plug again today.
Trifano for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. Team up by 6. Snap throw down to second.
The catcher is not afraid to throw the ball down.
No, and Caden Camden, who's been busy into the dirt and diving here and there, making a nice catch off the throw from Colton Flint to make sure the runner doesn't advance.
And I tell you what, for a 1A team, this is very tight ball club.
Yeah. Luke Strega has picked up a bat and is going to hit next if the inning permits. There are 2 outs. Luke and brother Eli, identical twins.
Mm-hmm.
Count no balls and 2 strikes. And on to third base goes Ethan Utzig, the courtesy runner. Never quite sure what to refer to the runner as. Pinch runner, courtesy runner, designated runner. You know, every level of baseball, whether it's softball, baseball, Little League, has
a different name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Little League baseball.
I know, I better get it right.
Yeah, Little League baseball is coming. Your prime time.
Uh-huh. Did he go?
You start in July or August?
Late July.
And you live at Little League Central for about 14 days.
Beautiful ballpark, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
To be followed by the Little League tournament, which leads representatives to Williamsport, Pennsylvania. 2-2 pitch, 2 outs in the inning.
They let you wear that dugout uniform at all, the costume?
No.
No. Man. I
Just
wanted
ESPN clothing.
Okay.
And I got plenty of it at home.
I guess you do.
3 balls, 2 strikes, bottom of the 6th. 10-4 our score. The pitch. And Trip Vaughn on base for the first time today. So everybody in Dan Ambrose's lineup has been on base, the exception of Blake McDonald. So we will have another pinch runner, Caden Ratliff, who's a relief pitcher. And in the meantime, Eli Strega will bat.
Now batting number 10, Eli Strega.
So Eli Strega will step to the plate.
Coach Ambrose could have said hi on our voice, on our crowd mic.
I think he's busy.
I think he is working. No, he did say hi.
Okay.
Okay.
That's because he's up 10-4.
Let me tell you, he had
glaring
a
at you.
game face on.
So Caden Ratliff becomes a pinch runner for Trip Vaughn. And that is the 3rd pinch runner of the inning. So Coach Ambrose able to empty the bench today.
Let me tell you, the hospitality we get here with
Love
this
coming
baseball
here.
program is tremendous. We were talking before the game. I think we did about 2 to 3 games a year for him the last 5 years. It's just awesome.
A
There you go.
comebacker. And we head to the 7th. And after 6, Heritage 10, Greenwood Christian Academy 4.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
We head to the top of the 7th. Greenwood and Heritage Christian about to put a button on this one, unless the Cougars can get a massive rally going. And a trip from Greenwood Academy today, playing a doubleheader here as they did last year when they matched up with Heritage Christian. In this game, the Eagles have left on 7, and the Cougars are left on 7. Colton Flint, Eli Jackson, Will Simons scheduled to hit in the top of the 7th for head coach Ryan Hurley. Latest rankings have Greenwood Christian at 11th in 1A.
I can
and
see
Heritage
that.
Christian at 12th in 2A.
I can see that.
Which gives you the impression that not only are the teams thought of highly, but have the capability of making deep runs in a tournament.
You're in the top 20. You have a really good shot to do that.
Yes. Flint, base hit
Oh.
center field.
If he would have made that play.
Tyler Allemeyer stretched, and boy did he stretch. But Flint gets a base hit to start the 7th. Now Eli Jackson.
Right now, you just want to get outs.
Yeah. And for the Cougars, they need a bunch of base runners to have a chance. Trailing 10-4 here, top of the 7th. This game now a little over 2 hours old. J.P. Olson now playing catch with Will Ambrose as they switch positions. J.P. starting the game and throwing 5 innings. Stands to win for the 3rd time this year.
There's that high fastball that you can't hold off on.
Yeah, hard to lay off, isn't it? Ball 2 strikes with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Last chance for the Cougars. Again, the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch off of the stretch. Runner dances at first. Not going anywhere. 2-2. Popped up. In foul territory at J.P. Olson. Nice play.
How about that? All the way down. Like me.
Now serving as the first baseman as opposed to the pitcher.
This will be our last regular season game on IndianaSRN.
Yes.
We thank all of our sponsors through the years. Big spring for the SRN crew. Lacrosse coming your way. 12 games in 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will Simons has singled twice, walked, scored a run, knocked in a run. And Will Ambrose takes a lot of time on that mound, doesn't he?
Yes, sir. A lot of thinking.
Mm-hmm. Will Simons has bumped his average from 352 to 375 with his 2 hits in this game.
Nice way to start the sectional, isn't it?
Absolutely. Runner goes. Vaughn, throw down a second. He's got a great arm. The sliding head of the throw is Colton Flint.
What's amazing to me, Jim, is these teams play 9 weeks in the spring, and they get that many games in. It is just, as an athletic director during the spring, you are just busy, and the coaches are busy.
And you have to dance around the weather, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Will Simons aboard for the 4th time today. 1st and 2nd now. Here's Cole Mulhauser. Struck out, singled to short with an RBI, single to center, and a run scored. Well, I think you mentioned earlier the fact that GCA hasn't quit in this game. Got down big early, 5-0, got a couple. Then even bigger, 9-2, got a couple back. And now threatening here, so should do them well as this one is hit well. Left center field and hauled in. Blake McDonald with a catch. And Heritage Christian just an out away from the win.
Blake just showed off his arm there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cole got good one on it. So they're down to their last out.
Now batting number 17, Charlie Overton.
And Charlie Overton, the team's top hitter coming in, steps to the plate. Now 15 for 40 on the season, batting .375.
Going to go, okay. Went back to the stretch. I thought he was going to go to wind up here for a second.
as a coach, you prefer pitchers that work quickly?
Yes.
Or just work deliberately?
Quickly. You stay in the game that way. Keep the players in the game. There's a line drive.
Hit to left field and hit well. How about that? A 3-run homer for Charlie Overton, the team's top hitter. And suddenly they're back in the game as Overton spanks a home run to left field. And they're celebrating like it's a walk-off.
It's only a 3-run lead.
And now it's 10-7.
Now batting number 1, Ryder Knox.
Well, Charlie was 0 for 2 to start today. And since then, he has a single, an RBI, now a 3-run homer. Hard to keep the team's top hitter down for long.
Man.
Ryder Knox. And now with a count of 2 balls and no strikes, a couple of base runners, you got a chance.
You're right in it.
2-1. A single, a walk in the inning, and a 3-run bomb from Charlie Overton. And now Will Ambrose is a strike away from ending the game. Ryder Knox at the plate. Brent Keiniger hoping to hit next.
This makes you get old quick.
Yeah.
Oh, nice pitch.
Good at bat, too.
Yes, sir. Off-speed pitch here.
Again, the 2-2 pitch. Game
got
over.
Him.
Will Ambrose with a strikeout, and Heritage Christian wins it 10-7.
Attention Greenwood Academy players.
Well, Coach, what'd you think?
Great game. Entertaining game for our first game of the doubleheader, and we will not have the second game. Awesome.
So we thank you for joining us today in a slugfest, as it turned out to be, with Heritage Christian winning over Greenwood Christian Academy 10-7. For the coach, I'm Jim Barber. So long from Heritage Christian High School.